a very light week for economic data, Nicole.
All right. Kevin Hanks, thanks so much. Great to see you. Appreciate it. Joining me right now, Mindy McIntosh, founder and CEO of McIntosh and Associates, to give us a look at the big picture. Good to see you. Thank you for being with us. Some thoughts on the market as we digest some of that economic news Kevin was just speaking about.
Well, thanks for having me. I really think we need to take a look, too, currently. We see short-term rates even on CDs, because we're always looking at what is happening right now with inflation. What are we going to do with rates? Are we going to see the Feds pull back at all, as he was just talking about, as what we're going to see upcoming this week and into the next few weeks? So they continue to look at this. Now, there's not been a time that I can ever remember where people can buy 5% CDs on the short term, where we take a look at, the treasury yields and looking long term, just not the spot to be right now. And on the flip side, then, where does it leave consumers? The folks that we work with, they're really wondering what is next for them. What should they be looking at in short term? How do they continue to use this for their bond alternative? And for how long are they going to be able to maintain and do that again and again and again? And on the flip side, you have folks traveling or even looking to downsize and make some changes. And we just look at, interest rates even on mortgages right now. And that's why we're seeing some of these consumer staples, I think, even change. Because still too many Americans are putting things for this immediate gratification for today, I think, Nicole. So we see even just interest rates on credit cards up about 21%, where just 12 months ago we're at 16. So how will consumers and the folks that we serve be able to get out from under that if they're actually carrying this loan debt as well? And we're just seeing all of these be just a little bit of economic triggers and factors as we look ahead.
Right, understood. I wanted to get to real estate more specifically, because this is some part of the area that you actually think holds some value. What are you watching when it comes to real estate?
I'm just really taking a look at how many new jobs are offered in different key areas, right? What demographics are we seeing kind of either unemployment rates start to slow? We all know we've been seeing just kind of a nice stable year and showed what are the market rates doing right now, what are trends doing. So we see the market continuing to uptick, do well there. But on the flip side, where are we actually seeing the data of unemployment rates? How many people are moving into or exiting different areas? Because now is not really the time that a lot of folks are wanting to either get a new mortgage or sell a place that have to make that downgrade or even sometimes an upgrade. So we need to see what's going to happen inside of each of these marketing trends. And that's also going to, I think, implode or take a look at what's happening in the market, because if folks are looking to gain a new mortgage, it means less money that they have to invest into their future, and what actually is helping them on what we call their focus plan to deliver on where should their expendable money go each and every month.
Yeah, understood. Do you do more financial planning or more like economic outlooks and things?
So we do much more of a financial planning here. So we do what's called Focused Retirement Made Clear. So on the planning side, we're really taking a look at what is their future income plan going to be. If you're still in your working years or even now in retirement years, we talked to one of our clients this morning. They've been 26 years in retirement so far. So it's these things and inflationary numbers that they see. They're trying to move, downgrade size of their home, move closer to children. When markets are doing well, the number one concern we hear is healthcare. Am I going to be okay, and what are the costs of my healthcare going to be when they're really understanding the healthcare platform for the next 20, 30 years? So I think all of that is absorbed together with how they're investing, where they're saving, where are they finding their fundamental key areas to optimize their income, because the dollar's just not stretching as far as it used to. So we have to look at where are they living, what's important to them, what's happening with healthcare, and just reducing some of that risk in market portfolios and hedging and staying ahead of inflation, which definitely is a different planning style than we did even just a year ago.
What do you think are some optimal investments when it comes to tech or AI?
I definitely think they need to have some of both in there, right? We even talked about this earlier. Just even with Amazon and Apple and all of the different AI, different options, we know that NVIDIA is an option to be into, but we just don't want to be too heavily in either one of those. So we tell our clients a nice ETF platform and then offsetting something to give them some guarantees of income in retirement, more of a pension-like income, so we take some funds off the market for them. That's been a much more even keel for our folks, but we definitely do want to have some tech and AI in there. We just don't want to be too heavily loaded in there, because at what point in time are we going to see more transitional changes again? And have they already hit some of their peak levels of where we're seeing at the market currently, especially with election years and other things that we continue to see coming up, good and bad press, affect all of that. So I think we really need to trend that out and keep some real estate in items inside of their portfolio as well.
Right, understand. At this point now, what about energy and EVs? That's another area that you've been focusing on.
It sure is. I really think that we need to take a look at the new trends. Where are we getting energy from? And what are we even seeing? Like, look at all the nice highlights that we're even seeing currently that we're seeing, even with GM vehicles going electric and Tesla and what we've seen now happen in China. And where are we going to actually see some of these top trends as well? And what was going to happen from the consumer market? I think just key areas too to focus in on, where do people actually live, right? So where does it make it the most instrumental for them to go on efficiency when they're taking a look at environment and being energy savvy? If you're living in a major city, it makes all the sense in the world to kind of go electric emissions. And if we're not, then does it really make more sense to do that route? But I definitely think we need to see some of that uptaking in their portfolio, and that's here to stay. I think we're just going to see more and more competitive market in that world.
Right. Any headwinds or things you might avoid or things you're worried about a little bit?
I'm just worried about actually a little bit just making sure that we have a well-diverse plan for folks, because I don't think we're going to see the rates change by much yet. So I really would like to see just kind of some of the CD rates. I think they're going to have to come down. Mortgage interest rates I'd like to see come down to get more of a level playing field. But it always makes me just a little cautious, especially when we see inflation so high. And we haven't even talked about taxes now, with us doing more of the planning side and strategies there. That doesn't even hone in on the taxable side of all of these folks that have done well investing, and maybe they've saved a lot pre-tax. How do we now actually help them utilize that money and live their best retirement years and not pay too much tax dollars? So I think we need to look at both sides of the coin, and that's what we deal with day in and day out.
Right, understood. It's great to see you, Mindy McIntosh and Associates. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next is the Schwab April Stocks Report. It's been released. You're going to want to hear all the details. Which stocks have been seeing the most action? Which one have been trimmed some? Schwab Network will be right back.